as we go through life, we tend to pick up names and nicknames from different groups of people. My birth name is Peter, but I commonly go by Pete. When I was in the Army, they called me Nunweiler, Nunny, Nunwilder. Eventually they called me Sergeant, different things with different groups of people. For a while, I went by PJ. A whole group of people just called me PJ. I've been called so many different things, it's unbelievable. Some things I really don't want to share with you because it would be wildly inappropriate, and they were. But I think the best thing that I've ever been called is genuine. I don't know what that person meant. I never really asked what people mean when they say that I'm genuine. But I think that it's because I've been true to myself. My mother told me to do as many things as possible in life because you don't know what you're going to like. And I took that to heart. And I try to live by that, and every time I get an opportunity to try something new, I take it. And some people have a bucket list, and if that motivates you, that's great. Some people have them that they hang on their fridge, or they put on a wall, or just keep in a notebook. I am more motivated by things that I have already done, things that have shaped me into the person that I've become through the years, and I call it my life list. It started with major things, big things, and over time I started to recognize even the small things mattered. Even the small things defined who I am as a person. It doesn't matter what it is or what it was. Now the list is several pages long, and I use it somewhat like a GPS, but instead of identifying where I'm going or trying to determine where I'm going from that list, it helps me to see how I became the person that I am. So here's a few of those things. I've gone creek tubing, I've been to the Hershey Chocolate Factory, and I've been to the most dangerous city on the planet. I've also forgotten what I went upstairs for and gotten lost on an elevator. I've given motivational presentations, shot an original .55 caliber Civil War musket. I've driven a car 100 miles an hour, and I've woken up after a night out with my best friend, looked around a strange house to find him, cried because I was laughing so hard, and I finally asked him, "Where are we?" I've seen the space shuttle launch, the fireworks show at Disney, and I've seen dead people. I've seen the Northern Lights, and I've seen lightning strike 50 feet in front of me. But what I can't do is I can't make you see the flash, hear the sound, feel your chest expand, or your body tingle with the electricity that I did. I've played around to golf in Florida, basketball for a state championship team, and football on an undefeated team. I've played drums at a party with over 100 guests, and I've flown a plane. But I can't make you feel the fear and the anxiety that washes over you when you're speeding down the runway and you pull the yoke and the horizon disappears. I can't do that. I've been fired. I've been a DJ at a high school prom, and I've been small boat sailing. I've been the first one picked for the team, the last one picked for the team, and I have been terrified by a clown. But no matter how hard I try, I can't make you feel the 100-degree heat that I did that day, or see this guy's makeup melting off of his face just inches from mine when I was 8 years old. I was in the Army, and I've seen tumbleweeds roll across the sunset in El Paso. I've heard coyotes scream in the desert night. I've fired a 155 millimeter howitzer, ridden on the open side door of a helicopter. That was cool. I've also been to a field memorial after watching an A-10 crash in the Mojave Desert. But unless you have too, you won't know what it's like to stand in front of the empty pair of boots or the helmet that's resting on the M16 stuck in the ground when you just watched the plane go down 2 hours before. I've loved secretly to avoid ruining a friendship, and I've loved deeply to maintain the greatest friendship I've ever had. I've had photographs published in magazines, and I've written and published poetry. I've also written and published several books. But unless you have too, you won't know what it's like when you get that book and you hold it in your hands for the first time. This is just a small portion of the things on my list, but this isn't about me. I don't want you to be like me. Be like you. Be genuine. Make a list. Make a list of those things. Start big, start small, start somewhere. It doesn't really matter. Celebrate all the things that you've done in your life, even the mistakes, because the mistakes have also defined you. I like to think that when you're making your list, that there is no wrong answer. There are no major mistakes when you look backwards. The only bad decision is when you're looking forward and you see that it's going to end not well and you make the decision anyway. That's the only real bad decision. But when you look backwards, there are no real bad decisions because it was the right thing for you to do at that time. There was a reason that you came up with that. So while you're coming up with your list, forgive yourself for mistakes because in some cases, those were pretty exciting too. But they help define you. I also want you to consider that people come in and out of our lives, no matter how brief. And sometimes people act in ways that we don't approve of. Remember that they have a life list too, even if they haven't written it down. And no matter how hard they try to explain it to us, we won't understand what it was like for them. Be genuine. Be like you.